Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Blackforex coming to you with another pre-market analysis video. This morning, we're going to be looking at the British Pound USD. But before we get started to break down this currency pair, we have to state that this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. But we all know why you're here. You want to find good, credible Forex content that can help improve one's ability as a trader and put a little extra money in your pocket. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and break down this currency pair. And we're looking at the British Pound USD. Let's talk about the fundamentals before we talk about the technical analysis. Okay. Fundamentally, the British pound did have some good economic news in the latter part of the trading week last week, and it had some good economic news in the beginning part of this week, but there's a couple dark clouds hanging over the British economy. First off is that the British economy is also suffering from inflation as well, and inflation is being also further catalyzed by the negative ripple effects that the Russian sanctions is having on its economy. Okay, then also it's a lot of uncertainty, even though Great Britain is not a part of the EU, it's one of its major trading partners. There is a lot of uncertainty around the whole European continent's economy, a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt that is running around the whole of the European economy, which is due to destabilization of the European continent from the Russian-Ukrainian war. Okay. Now, the USD also has a dark cloud of inflation hanging over it as well. And we're going to be seeing what the Feds is going to do around 2 o'clock to see what it's going to do with its interest rate. But the USD has also had some very, very, very poor news come out about it over the last 48 hours, which has also made it inherently weak. So this is basically a battle of two weaker currencies. Basically, which currency is much, much weaker than the other one. Okay. Now, with that being said, it's pretty clear to see that the British pound is the weaker of the two. And that's just because there's a war being fought in Europe and it's not a war being fought in North America. So with that being said, the British pound is the weaker of the two. And with that being said, that this is why we have such an aggressive push down. Now we do have some retracement up. Okay, so we may far as go as this area here or this area here before we start to range out and continue to go back down. Now, can we see some total price turnover? We can, but the only way we can see that is if the USD becomes much, much, much significantly weaker than the Great British Pound, or if the British Pound do gain some strength from out of nowhere, for lack of better words. But if it does gain some strength out of nowhere, then we can see fundamentals shift towards the upside. But if the fundamentals continue as they are, what we're going to see is a retracement of a push up to this area here, possibly push up to this area here before we range out and continue to go towards the short side. Okay. Now, with major European currencies, which is the Great British Pound, the Euro, and the CHF, we're not going to see true stability in those three currencies until we have a negotiable ceasefire deal in place that will stabilize the entire European continent's economy. And then, once again, as I said in previous videos and early in this video, and I'm going to say it again because it's very important, we're going to have to see how the Fed's hiking the interest rate is going to affect the US dollar and have a ripple effect throughout the rest of the major currencies from around the world. Okay, so that's going to be very important, and take that information in consideration throughout your trading day. Okay, hope that information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.